Gratitude's important. What if in the month of November here in the States this is the month that we celebrate Thanksgiving next week, let's turn gratitude up a notch and look at the power of praise. Praise and gratitude, there's a distinction, and it is a distinction that can absolutely be a game changer. And when we look at the power of praise to actually grow your business. My name is Felicia Searcy, your Dream Life Activator. I'd love to hear if you're watching this live or the replay and where you're watching from. And please share some love in the comment section if I'm saying things that really resonate with you. And if you're liking what you're hearing and you want the best 2023 ever, the best year ever in 2023, join me for a 2-hour hands-on visioning session where we're going to really dig in and do some work in terms of getting super clear of what you would love for 2023. If you want that, put vision in the comment section. All right, so let's look at this phenomenon of praise. We know that gratitude is important, that we give thanks. When you praise something, you're actually edifying it. It's like turning it up a notch, that I can be grateful for something. But when I actually take the time to be very specific in terms of praising someone or something, you're literally like elevating it. I mean, think about it. The word praise has the word raise in it. You're elevating it. And when you're elevating it, you can't help. You have to elevate yourself, because anything that you're doing originates from you. And so it all then swims in this soup of you. And if you go back to what I've talked about on every training that we've ever that I ever do for you, and this is your weekly training this week, that how you are showing up in the world and who you are being at any given moment becomes the conversation. This is the transmission with this invisible field around us. And it then organizes and creates according to your transmission. So when we're praising something, when you're edifying it, when you're literally raising it up, you can't help but raise you up, because that's the soup you're swimming in. And the power of this is then you make yourself, when you raise something up and you're literally raising into a higher vibration where powerhouse ideas, needle moving ideas are existing. And you now have access to those ideas, and you begin to develop a confidence to be able to not only hear the ideas, but act on the ideas with an expectation that those ideas are going to work. And when you put all those pieces together, it's not just about praising for the sake of praising. It's to literally train yourself to be able to live at a higher calibrated awareness. You're living at a higher calibrated awareness where higher ideas hang out. You are now becoming that attractive force for higher calibrated manifestations and support and ideas and all that good stuff. And you are becoming the person who can have that life, that you are becoming the person who can allow yourself to experience that degree of goodness and wholeness and contribution, fulfillment, and abundance. And your life expands. And when we're talking specifically about your business expands. And so praise is a powerful tool. It's a powerful methodology to grow your business, to grow you, and to grow your life. All right. So if you're resonating with this at all, please put it in the comment section, whether you're watching this live or the replay, and hashtag live or hashtag replay. All right. So how do we praise? Well, we praise by always looking for the best, that you've got your eye peeled for the best, and then you are communicating to the best. Now, please hear me. I am not saying that you want everything that's happening. I'm not saying that it is 100%, whatever it is, whatever we're talking about, whether we're talking about a person, whether we're talking about a situation, or whether we're actually talking about an inanimate object. I'm not saying that everything about it meets your desires. I'm not saying that you want everything that is present in that situation, or everything about that particular person, or everything about this particular inanimate object. This is not hiding your head in the sand and pretending that it's all rainbows and unicorns. It's in any given moment understanding the power that you wield, that I wield, that we all wield, and our ability at any given moment to shift where we're placing our focus, what we're paying attention to. And it's not just a matter of giving thanks, but it's one step further where you're actually raising it up by physically articulating the good in that situation. Because here's what happens. Go back to the basics, to the fundamentals. Whatever you are habitually and consistently paying attention to, what's captured your attention will feed the images in your imagination. Those images define how you feel and what you believe. They define how you identify yourself. That then will determine if the ideas that you're willing to hear or that you dismiss and say, I can't do that, the opportunities that you can see or just are blind to, and the actions you take and the way in which you take those actions, which then determines how open you are to receive the good that longs to express through you. So, praising causes you to shift your focus and notice the best. When you notice the best, you attract the best and you become the best. Paraphrasing Wallace Wattles. All right, so what is it that then we praise? And so I'm going to give you 4 things to praise, and then let's look at examples on how to praise them. So first and foremost, the obvious are people, that you're praising people, that the people in your life, like Arthur right now is on this call or watching this video, and Arthur's a member of our community, and I love that he comes to all of these trainings. And so, to praise Arthur, I so appreciate Arthur's dedication, Arthur's heart, Arthur's persistence in knowing what his purpose is and his willingness to lean into his purpose, even when he's unsure and it's uncomfortable and things don't always work out the way that he would like for them to work out. That's praising the people around us. Now, it's easy to praise people that we care for and that we love and we have deep affection for. What about those people that not so much? They're a little more difficult. And do you put yourself in a vulnerable position to praise them? So I realize that there may be a person or two for whom it's not safe to physically praise. And I would say that 98, maybe even 99% of the people in your life you can praise. Doesn't mean that you want to, doesn't mean that you like them. You don't have to like them to praise them. But for every moment that you spend in your mind building a case for why you don't like them, you are effectively activating that those chemicals and that identity and that energy in you, and that's then what transmits. That's the communication you're sending to our world, that you're irritated, that there are that you're focusing on the things that you don't like and you don't want. I'm not saying that this person has to become your best friend. What I want you to get is that when you exercise the spiritual muscle, and it is a spiritual muscle, to find something not just to like or to be grateful for, but to actually praise somebody that you may struggle with, it's a game changer. And if you're able to actually say it out loud, one of the things that I learned, that and became my spiritual discipline for a long time, is that it's not so much that people irritated me, but I realized that there was a part of me that felt left behind. That when I would see somebody really succeeding and they were doing things that I was doing, and I was working it really hard, and I just wasn't getting where they were getting, there was a part of me that would feel a little resentful and left out and what's wrong with me. And I'm being completely transparent here. There was a part of me that would almost wish that somehow they would trip up because it would make me feel better. And when I really became aware of that, I made it a point. It was a spiritual discipline to make it a point to praise that person, to send some kind of very tangible, concrete message of congratulations. This is so great. Thank you for inspiring me. Here's what I like in particular. To truly praise them, because what it did was that it told my nervous system that I'm enough and there's enough. Because the fear was that if somebody else was succeeding, it meant that there wasn't going to be enough for me. Now, that's rarely on my radar today. And I directly attribute that to my willingness to lean in and stare down that scared, vulnerable, feeling less than part of me, and to really come to a place to know that I lost nothing by praising, but gained everything. And I'm not saying it was easy, that there was a part of me that was fighting the whole time. And it was one of those things that I caused myself consistently to praise that person. And again, I'm not going to say that it doesn't show up at all, but it rarely shows up. Yeah. Oh, good, Corey. I appreciate this. All right. So that's number one, praise people. Number two, praise situations. Now, again, situations that are working out. It's easy to praise those situations that, and you literally praise the situations like, oh, this is so great. Thank you for bringing this to me. I'm trying to think of an example. Praising situations can be situations that are working out are easy. So like this morning, I went on a hike. I hike every morning. And I was praising my hike. It's like praising the beauty, seeing the beauty in the saguaro cactus, seeing the beauty in the Catalina mountains that are right in front of me, praising the sun. You are shining down upon me and filling my being with light and love, and praising the cold temperatures. I so appreciate you making this a cozy hike and allowing me to curl up in my warm and fuzzy jacket, and praising my dog. So that was easy. The situations that are difficult, not so much. So it may be that you're struggling with an illness. And so you want to actually praise the illness and say, I appreciate you, illness, for coming and showing me where in my life I am being asked to slow down. I praise my body for activating my immune system in the face of this illness. I praise the presence of this illness, knowing that it's causing me to dig deeper in an awareness that there is that in me that's bigger than this illness. Whatever you do, you want to raise your perception of that particular situation and go beyond gratitude where you're actually praising it. All right, so that's situations. Number three, praise inanimate objects. And so again, it's easy. I praise my computer. I give thanks and I edify my computer, and I'm looking at my computer, which means I'm not looking at the camera. So I could praise the camera, that I'm looking at the camera and say, camera, you are doing such a wonderful job of capturing my image to allow me to be able to project this message out to people. Camera, you're doing such a beautiful job of standing so still, allowing me to move around, but you're not wobbly. Now, that's kind of silly, maybe, but watch what happens. And praise the camera. Camera, thank you for all the parts working and being so dependable. Now that the camera is working, what about the things that may not necessarily be working? I know some of you may be struggling with your bank account right now, that what you have in your bank account and what you want to do, there may be a gap. And so praise your bank account. Bank account, thank you for collecting everything I give to you, that everything that comes in. Thank you for being so exacting for every penny so I can see what comes in and what goes out. Bank of America, thank you for putting these systems in place. The way that you put these systems in place are wonderful to let me see what's happening I happen to bank at Bank of America, whatever your bank is, but you're actually praising the particular inanimate object. So that's number 3. Number 4, what was number 4? Ah! The most important, praise yourself. Praise yourself for the things that work out and for the things that maybe don't work out. Corey, you're on here, and I had the honor of, we're beginning to work together to read your questionnaire. And it's like, oh my gosh, your brilliance, your accomplishments, your courage. I was just reading it and just so inspired by your strength and your courage and your persistence with everything that you had listed on there and your dedication. And so it's easy for me to praise you and for you to now praise yourself. It's like, wow, I am really courageous, that I am willing to get out there and do things that I've never done before, even if I don't know how to do them. I'm really persistent and committed, that when I make a decision to do something, I can see how I stay persistent to it. I'm really caring, that when I look at all the different things that I've done, that there's a through line of deep caring. Now, I can recognize that in you. I encourage you to look at those strengths and really praise them, edify them, raise yourself up. And especially in the face of those things that may not be working out the way that you want them to work out, find the things, find and praise your courage, find and praise your willingness to learn and do things that are uncomfortable and awkward and not perfect. Praise that in you that's deeply committed to the purpose that's waking up inside of you. All right. So as you praise yourself, you are literally raising you, where you're literally putting yourself in a sphere where these powerful, needle moving, game changing ideas hang out, and you see yourself as the person who can not only take those actions, but you begin to expect success. All right, so that's the power of praise. That literally can be a tool to transform and grow your business, which means you're really growing your impact. Now, if you want more of this, put vision in the comment section, and we will get that. And Corey, I'm going to send this to you in the message, right? And I'm going to DM it to you right after this. That if join me on November 29th, where we're going to have a hands-on session to help you get super clear for 2023. Clarity is everything. Clarity is everything. So if you're interested and you want more information, put vision in the comment section, and I'll make sure either myself or probably I want to do it, because I want to put my hands on you personally. We'll DM that link for you to join us. All right. My name is Felicia Searcy. It is my joy to be your partner in believing. You are amazing. Mwah. God bless.